Hey guys, good morning. Travis with Everglades here, and today we got the brand new John Deere 331P, and we're going to tell you all about it. Stick around. We all know the John Deere 331G. Matter of fact, we made a video on it a while back, and y'all can see how that went. Now we got the 331P. So what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what, that P stands for pretty nice. So let's check it out. So John Deere made several key improvements to the Ps. I mean, it's a pretty substantial facelift in what they did. So check it out. So the biggest things, they improved the cab, they improved the cooling system, the radiators, those are all improved. They improved the lower boom pins, and they made a few other improvements here and there. But by and large, the biggest one is the updated cab, the updated cooling system, and by the way, they increased the horsepower as well. So check it out, the 331G, it was about 92 horsepower. This guy is 98, and the weight is about the same. All right, so let's take a look at the new cab of the 331P. So you can see we've got a brand new seat, a good high back, comfortable seat there. You've got a ventilated seat. You've got also a heated seat. As you can see here, the controls, they're all in one place right here. So if you're familiar with any kind of John Deere construction equipment, like a loader, a dozer, they have a very similar keypad right here where all your controls are in one place. Like your reversing fan, there it is right there. You've also got a handy quick reference guide up here that tells you what all the buttons do. Now, you can see here you have a completely new display. You've got your hydraulic temperature, your engine temperature, your DEF status, fuel status, and this is a touch screen, and you can take Bluetooth phone calls off there as well, which is pretty cool. Over here you got your backup camera. There's your radio controls there. The joysticks are completely redesigned. They feel a little bit more ergonomic to use now, which is nice. And they're labeled nicely. Like obviously here's your horn. This is your creep mode right here. So as soon as you hit one of these buttons, you got up there on that screen your creep percent. So what it's telling you is, like right now, so you can dial it all the way down to like say 16%. That means you could have the throttle all the way up and you could have this joystick all the way forward, but you're only going 16% of the machine's top speed, which that's pretty useful if you're running like a mower, a mulcher, or something where you want all your hydraulic power and your engine power, but you want like a slow, steady ground speeds. You can sit there and hold this, just hold it steady, and it's basically like a slow cruise control, if that makes any sense. And to get out of it, you just click your left trigger, and that icon goes away. And by the way, you click that same trigger, put you into 2-speed. Pretty cool, huh? So there's a lot of great features from the 331G that still carry over to the 331P. One of them is that great John Deere serviceability and ease of access. Because whenever they build a John Deere, they say, hey, we want to make this thing easy to work on, easy to clean out, and intuitive. So check it out. First of all, this hood compartment is still lockable. You can still stick a padlock through there, keep it locked. That's gonna keep somebody from siphoning your diesel fuel out, stealing your battery, doing whatever they want to do, but security. So those of you familiar with John Deere's will know you can do this. And there you go. You can see you got great access to almost anything you need to get to in your engine compartment. So check it out. Over here you can get to your battery very easily. And by the way, you can do this with the boom up or down. It doesn't matter. It's just easier to see everything with the boom up. What I did a second ago is I locked the boom out. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's a pin right there that the boom is resting on. And the boom is locked out and supported, so I can safely work underneath it without worrying about the hydraulics leaking or the boom coming down. Now, anyway, fuel tank, still in a great, easy to get to spot. It's also color coded. Everything on a John Deere is going to be color coded. What do I mean by that? Green, diesel fuel, Yellow, engine oil, orange, hydraulics. It's the same thing on all their tractors, skid steers, excavators, it don't matter. It's all the same color-coded scheme. So you can look at a cap and be like, hey, that green, that verde right there, diesel fuel. Yellow, engine oil. So again, on the P's, the radiator is redesigned. So you can still, just like on the G's, you can pull this pin out and your radiators will swing out and you can get an air compressor or blower, whatever you want, you can clean out the inside of your radiators. Now on this side of the engine, you've also got your fuel water separator, your engine oil filter. It's all easy to access and can be accessed right here easily. So the John Deere 331P is obviously, it's a great machine, but it doesn't exist in a vacuum, and we understand that. There are competitors out there. So what are the competitors to the John Deere 331P? There are a couple. The Bobcat T770, the Cat 299, or the Kubota 97-2. And wouldn't you know it, I just so happen to have taken one in on trade recently, and here we go. So what we have here is a set of heavy-duty skid steer pallet forks and two big old concrete blocks. So same set of pallet forks, same concrete blocks, there's no fakery here. Now let's put these things to the test and let's see what happens. Alright, so as we've seen, the Kubota just doesn't have the hydraulic muscle to be able to lift those concrete blocks. So really, I could just stop the video right here and like wait and just see what people say, but really I'm just getting warmed up. So let's check out the differences between the Kubota 97-2 and the John Deere 331P. So one of the features on the Kubota is they mount the auxiliary hydraulic manifold on top of the boom, just like this, right? And you can see this one here already sustained some damage to this coupler right here. And guys that work in the woods and around obstacles, they often knock these things off whenever they're around obstacles, things in the woods, whatever. And it can be very costly to replace that. Now on the John Deere, the auxiliary manifold is protected inside of the boom. So it's protected from damage from the sides. So another feature on the Kubota is it has an exposed hydraulic cylinder that actuates the quick attach to take the bucket on and off. Now it is, like I said, exposed, so it is susceptible to damage. So you're probably saying, well, Travis, what do you mean by that? What kind of damage? Well, let me show you something. So check this out right here. This one is no different. You can see that something contacted this fitting right here, and it's actually leaking hydraulic oil. So this machine is actually leaking hydraulic oil right now because it sustained some damage to the quick attach. Now, what can damage that? Well, a lot of things. If you're loading dirt, rocks, if you're in the woods, if you're doing brush clearing, anything else can hit that hydraulic cylinder, and like y'all see right there, it can be leaking hydraulic oil. Now on the Deere, you can see the quick attach is protected by this big steel plate, and the components are protected inside the steel plate. This houses an electrical wire that powers the quick attach. So even if you do manage to damage this, it's electrical. It's not hydraulic, which what that means, even if you damage it, the machine won't be slowly losing hydraulic oil and on its way to becoming unserviceable. All right, so this is where they decided to put the diesel tank on the Kubota, right there. So if you ever have to fill it up using like a 5-gallon diesel can or something like that, or heck, even a gas pump, it's kind of in a difficult spot because of where the loader boom is. Now the rear door on the Kubota is not lockable. Furthermore, if you want to clean out your radiators and tilt them back, that requires tools. So like the fuel tank, the hydraulic oil tank is also in a weird spot, right there. So I want you to imagine having to get a big 5-gallon bucket of hydraulic oil and lift it up over this track that's usually going to be covered in mud and that sort of thing, and add hydraulic fluid to that tank. All right, so here we are inside the cab of the SVL 97. So it's pretty basic in here. This is your screen. So there you can see, again, there's quite a bit of dust that accumulates in here because, like I said, this door does not seal very well. So you can see it's got right about 1,500 hours on it. But as you can see, you really can't read any trouble codes through here. You can't really see any kind of advanced diagnostics because this is basically what they give you. Now, your AC controls, like we talked about before, they're right here. But check it out, whenever you lower the lap bar, blocked. So you can't, in order to mess with your AC controls, you have to basically lock the machine and then you can change the AC controls. So we talked about this before, but the Kubota does not come with keyless start as an option, the 97.2. You can see right there, you got a key. This is a regular Kubota key. That's right, it's a generic key. So anybody that's got this key can start this machine. It's not machine specific. So anybody with a Kubota key can start this. Another thing you'll notice is by the way, for the backup camera, this is what they give you right here. So if you see a Kubota 97 with a backup camera, this is what it's got. So this one here don't even work. But this is what they give you. It's a little screen about yay big that's kind of stuck on here, but this is what they give you as a backup camera. There's only AC on one side of the cab. So you've got AC vents there, but none over here. The John Deere is a machine you can be proud to own because, make no mistake about it, John Deere is America's tractor. These are built right here in Moline, Illinois. The Kubota, which, by the way, you ever wondered what Kubota translates into English as? Fun fact, sunken rice paddy. Look it up. We've also got excellent service and support with Everglades Equipment. We're a family-owned John Deere dealership, and we got your back after you buy the machine. I represent a lot of good people at Everglades Equipment, and we're going to pick up the phone whenever you call, and we're going to make sure you're treated fairly. Thanks for watching.